The clock never sleeps. And while the world dreams with eyes shut tight, somewhere, someone is waking up with fire in their veins. Not because the world told them to, but because their soul refused to wait. There is a quiet war being fought every morning. Not in cities, not on battlefields, but within. A war between the version of you that surrenders and the version of you that insists. A war between hesitation and hunger, between doubt and decision, between surviving and becoming. Look around. The world is spinning endlessly, ruthlessly. And those who hesitate, who wait for the right moment, who sit back waiting for the storm to pass, they're swept away, forgotten. But the ones who rise, the ones who move while others stall, who act while others sleep, they shape tomorrow with calloused hands and a mind forged in clarity. You were not born to be a spectator. You were not born to shrink, to merely exist, to tick days off a calendar like it's some countdown to an invisible escape. You were born to break inertia, to push, to pull, to ignite. Your life doesn't change when the clock strikes midnight. It doesn't shift with the seasons or bend to your birthday candles. Your life changes the moment you refuse to wait. Most people think time is their ally. They think someday will show up with answers, with clarity, with courage. But someday is a liar. Someday is the mirage that keeps you crawling in circles, chasing a future that only exists if you build it. Action is the only prayer that reaches destiny, and faith without movement is a dead thing. So understand this. The power is not in the stars, or in luck, or in some mystical future lined with gold. The power is in the now, in what you choose today, not in what you plan someday. Because tomorrow is not owed. It is earned, and it belongs to those who act. You don't need to be ready. You need to move. You don't need certainty. You need conviction. You don't need permission to begin. Your breath is your permission. Your pain is your catalyst. Your vision, blurry, broken, or bold, is enough. Let the world doubt you. Let them laugh. Let them whisper. But while they talk, you build. While they wait, you run. While they cling to excuses like armor, you shatter your fears like glass. Do not ask the world to believe in you before you believe in yourself. Do not beg life to change before you become the force that changes it. Because belief isn't something you borrow. It's something you forge. In silence. In sweat. In the 1,000 invisible battles no one sees. No one applauds. No one posts about. This is not about being fearless. This is about acting despite the fear. This is not about perfection. This is about persistence. This is not about waiting for opportunity. It's about becoming so undeniable that opportunity chases you down. Every thought you think is a thread in the web of your destiny. Every choice, every second, every action, they are bricks in the foundation of your future. And if you wait, if you hesitate, if you give your power to distractions, doubts, or other people's opinions, you are building someone else's dream with your own time. Refuse to let that happen. Refuse to let your potential rot in the attic of someday. Burn the blueprint of a passive life. Tear down the wallpaper of old fears and inherited limits. Redesign yourself from the inside out with raw honesty, with brutal discipline, with the kind of mindset that bends reality to your will. You want more? Then demand more from yourself, not from the world. You want purpose? Then move with purpose. You want freedom? Then take the chains off your mind before you expect them off your wrists. The secret is not hidden. It's just uncomfortable. It's in the early mornings, the long nights, the decisions no one applauds. It's in saying no to the comfort that's killing you. It's in saying yes to the storm that will awaken you. Because you don't grow in safety, you grow in fire. And the ones who thrive are not the ones who wait for the perfect wind. They are the ones who build their wings in the middle of the fall. There will be days when your body aches, when your heart doubts, when the voices in your head scream louder than your dreams whisper. Those are not the days to stop. Those are the days to lean in. Because every great life was born not in ease, but in decision. Not in certainty, but in faith. Not in applause, but in isolation. You may be invisible now. Good. Because in the dark, seeds take root. And when you rise, you won't be the same. Let your discomfort become your compass. Let your frustration become fuel. Let every setback be the sharpening stone for a comeback so fierce the world won't see it coming. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. But becoming requires action. It requires movement even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. The world rewards momentum, not potential. Potential is everywhere. It's cheap. It's passive. But momentum, real, deliberate, unstoppable momentum, that's the mark of those who don't just want success. They claim it. So get up. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Move like your future depends on it, because it does. Think like every thought is a weapon or a cure. Speak like your words shape mountains. And act like time is running out, because it is. The truth is brutal but liberating. No one is coming to save you. And no one needs to, because you were born to save yourself. You weren't made to fit into this world quietly. You were made to disturb the silence. To shake the dust off history. To leave footprints in places others were too afraid to walk. But none of that happens if you keep postponing your power. The future is not gifted. It's conquered, and every conquest begins with a single, unglamorous, undeniable decision. You decide to stop apologizing for wanting more. You decide to stop waiting for the pain to pass and instead use it. You decide that the fear of never trying will always be greater than the fear of failing. And once that decision is made, truly made, the world begins to bend. Doors appear where there were only walls. Opportunities arrive disguised as obstacles. And you begin to realize that life was never withholding anything from you. You were just sitting still while it kept moving. This is the moment most people miss. They think transformation comes with motivation. But transformation comes from movement, especially in the absence of motivation. When you act while uninspired, that's when you forge a different self. When you move while uncertain, that's when courage is born. The mind loves comfort. It will tell you to slow down, to be realistic, to wait. But the soul starves in stillness. And it doesn't want a lukewarm life. It wants fire. And fire demands friction. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you trade your laziness for leadership, your hesitation for hunger, your comfort for conviction. You want to become unstoppable? Then stop negotiating with your weakness. Stop flirting with your distractions. Stop romanticizing a version of life that keeps you small just because it's familiar. Growth will cost you. It will cost you your old self, your old habits, your old excuses. But what you gain in return is real. Clarity, confidence, power, peace, and the kind of purpose that makes every scar worth it. You've got to stop telling yourself the same tired story, that you're not ready, that you don't have time, that you need more answers before you take the first step. No, you don't need more answers. You need less excuses. You need one reason, big enough, clear enough, painful enough, beautiful enough, to wake you up, stand you up, and light your fire again. Because the truth is, you already know what to do. You've known it for a long time. That pull in your gut, that whisper in your chest, that's not random. That's your future trying to reach you, trying to remind you of who you were before the world convinced you to be safe, small, polite. But there's nothing polite about wasted potential. There's nothing noble in shrinking so others feel comfortable. You weren't born to dim your light to keep others from squinting. You were born to blaze. So do the hard thing. Make the call. Start the project. Leave the habit. Rewrite the script. Wake up before the world does and build something so powerful they'll feel it before they see it. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's a declaration. Every early morning, every focused hour, every quiet sacrifice. It's a vote for who you're becoming. And one day, that discipline will turn into freedom. Freedom to choose, to create, to live life on your own terms. But you don't get that freedom by waiting. You earn it. In the silence. In the sweat. In the refusal to be average. You've got to build the habits of someone who believes their future is real. You don't rise by chance. You rise by design. And design requires daily devotion. Not grand gestures once in a while, but small, precise, powerful actions repeated with relentless intent. This is not about working harder until you collapse. This is about working smarter, sharper, with clarity that cuts through the fog. This is about waking up and asking, what would the highest version of me do today? And then doing it no matter what you feel. Feelings are loud, but they are not facts. Discomfort screams, but it is not danger. Resistance appears like an enemy, but it is actually the threshold, the bridge, the price of your next level. You think it's hard now? Good, because if it were easy, you'd still be soft. If it were easy, everyone would have done it. And the fact that you're here, fighting, struggling, still moving, that means you're close. That means you're different. Don't you dare stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Stop when you're proud. Stop when the person you meet in the mirror looks you in the eye and says, "We made it." Until then, let the hard days be your proving ground. Let the failures shape your edge. Let the rejections build your resilience. Let every single no fuel the thunder of your comeback. The path is never straight. There will be chaos. There will be loss. There will be days when it all feels like it's falling apart. But it's not falling apart, it's falling into place. And if you can hold your center when the world shakes, you become unshakable. If you can keep moving when the fog thickens, you become unstoppable. You are not here to repeat the patterns of your past. You are here to rewrite them. You are not your failures. You are not your trauma. You are not your labels, your history, or anyone's opinion of you. You are potential in motion. You are proof that pain can become power. You are the author now. And this next chapter? It begins with one action, one breath, one decision, one shift. No more waiting, no more wishing, no more wasting. Because the future you want, the life, the freedom, the impact, it doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most committed. And commitment is not a feeling. It's a vow. A fire you feed every single day, especially when it rains. You've been carrying dreams inside you like unborn stars. And now is the time to let them burn through the sky. Not because it's easy, not because it's guaranteed, but because you are ready to stop living like you've got forever. There's a kind of pain that wakes you up, the pain of watching someone else live the life you were too afraid to chase. You see them move while you stand still. You see them speak while you stay silent. You see them build while you keep imagining. And that ache in your chest? That's not envy. That's recognition. Recognition that what they've done, you can do too. But only if you move. The graveyard is full of dreams buried in later. Ideas never spoken. Books never written. Businesses never built. Love never expressed. Because people thought they had time. Because people believed that wanting was enough. But wanting means nothing without action. Desire without discipline is fantasy. Passion without persistence is noise. And talent without effort is a tragedy. So yes, tomorrow is out there, but only for those who are building it now. You want to meet the best version of yourself? Then walk into discomfort. Walk into the gym when you're tired. Walk into your goals when you're scared. Walk into that room, that pitch, that moment, even when your hands shake. Because the version of you you've been waiting for, they're not waiting, they're working. Success doesn't show up in lightning strikes. It rises in layers, in daily disciplines that no one sees, in the quiet yes to yourself every morning, in the bold no to distractions that tempt you back into mediocrity. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lack focus, because they try to be everything to everyone instead of becoming something to themselves. You weren't made to scatter your soul across empty obligations. You were made to concentrate your fire. Clarity is a weapon. And when you know who you are, what you want, and why you're here, the world stops being a maze. It becomes a mission. So aim with precision. Speak with purpose. Live like your existence is not accidental, because it's not. Your dreams chose you. Your purpose is coded into your DNA. Your story, the pain, the triumphs, the detours, it was never random. It was preparation. Preparation for this moment, this hour, this decision. The question is not, can you? The question is, will you? Will you choose evolution over excuses? Will you lean into the stretch instead of hiding in the familiar? Will you keep your promise to yourself even when no one's watching? Because if you want to walk through the doors most people never touch, You must be willing to do what most people will never do. Wake up before you're comfortable. Speak before you're certain. Work before you're ready. Love before you're sure. Move before you're confident. Because that's where life begins. In the place where your fear ends and your action starts. You have to trust the fire inside more than the noise outside. You have to believe that what's ahead of you is stronger than what's behind you. You have to look at the world and say, "You do not decide my destiny. I do." The mountain does not move for wishes. It moves for warriors. And yes, you were not born to be passive. You were born to push. The storm is coming? Good. Build your shelter in discipline. Sharpen your spirit like steel. Let the lightning forge you, not frighten you. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Fully, fiercely, unapologetically. This is the secret no one tells you. Most people aren't braver, smarter, or more gifted. They're just in motion. They failed more. They asked more. They risked more. They heard no more times than you've even tried. And now they own what they once only imagined. So what are you waiting for? Permission. You've had it since birth. Time? It's slipping through your fingers with every second you hesitate. Support? Be your own revolution before you ask others to believe. Your life is not a rehearsal. There are no retakes, no rewinds, no pause buttons. Every minute is a canvas, and you are the brush. Paint something worth remembering. Bleed onto the page if you have to. Scream into the silence if you must. But do not waste another day pretending you're not powerful. You are power embodied. You are purpose wrapped in skin. You are lightning in a world addicted to safety. You are here now for a reason, and no one else can live your story. Speak your voice, walk your fire. So take that first step, then the next, then the next. Build your momentum like a tidal wave. Build it through reps, through hours, through failures, through tears, through truth. Because once momentum is yours, once it's yours, there's no force on earth that can stop you. And when that momentum takes hold, when your feet no longer need pushing and your fire burns without permission, that's when the world starts to shift around you. Because people can feel it. They can sense the energy of someone who refuses to be average. They recognize the presence of someone who chose creation over complacency, courage over comfort. And make no mistake, this energy, this presence, this identity, it was built, not born. Forged in early mornings, carved in lonely nights, sharpened by failure, strengthened by resilience. This is what separates the remembered from the forgotten. Not brilliance, not luck, not even talent, but the relentless commitment to act when others wait. When they pause, you press forward. When they complain, you create. When they hope, you do. And in that doing, in that motion, you become undeniable. You become the storm that rearranges lives, the spark that ignites movements, the mirror that shows others what's possible. Not because you had all the answers, but because you had the audacity to start. The world does not need more dreamers who sit still. It needs activators, people willing to bet on themselves, people willing to show up messy, unsure, imperfect, but present. Because it's in the presence that power lives. Not in the illusion of perfection, but in the courage to stand up again and again and again. And here's the truth most will never say. Your destiny is not buried in some far-off place. It's here, now, buried beneath the decision you're afraid to make, the step you keep delaying, the work you avoid because it feels too heavy. But the weight you're avoiding, it's the very thing that will strengthen you. It's the resistance that builds your wings. It's the forge that turns potential into legacy. Every empire was once a blueprint. Every icon was once invisible. Every legend was once lost until they chose to act. And if you've been wandering, unsure of your direction, lost in the fog, good. That means your compass is still searching. That means your soul is still alive. But at some point, you must choose. Choose to rise, to move, to build forward. Because life is short and regret is forever. There will come a day when the clock runs out, when your name is carved into stone, and the only thing left will be the echo of how you lived. Let that echo be loud. Let it roar with effort. Let it thunder with purpose. Let it remind the world. You were here and you mattered. Not because you were perfect. Not because you had everything. But because you chose action over hesitation every single day. You want freedom? You want peace? Move. You want greatness? Bleed for it. Because the universe responds to movement. It rewards momentum. It respects the soul that won't wait. So get up. Right now. Don't look back. Don't second guess. Don't overthink. Take the step. Make the leap. Do the thing. Write the page. Speak the truth. Begin again. And when doubt comes knocking, as it always will, open the door, look it in the eye, and say, "Not today. I've got work to do." Because tomorrow doesn't belong to the hesitant. It doesn't belong to the ones who almost tried, who nearly started, who someday planned. Tomorrow belongs to the ones who acted today, who embraced the fire, the fear, the friction, and moved anyway. And if you still don't know where to start here. Stand tall, breathe deep, look your life in the face and whisper, "Watch me," then go. And don't stop. Not until your breath becomes legacy. Not until your sweat turns into echoes. Not until your name becomes proof that greatness is a choice. And you chose it.